In this lecture, I want to show you another backdoor delivery method. In this method, we're going to wait for our target to download an executable, and we will backdoor this executable as it's being downloaded. So when they run their executable, they will get the file that they're expecting, but at the same time, a backdoor will run at the background, giving us full access to their computer. The only limitation to this is you need to be the man in the middle. It doesn't matter how you manage to achieve this position, but you need to be able to intercept connections so you can backdoor the downloads on the fly. Now to do this, we're going to be using a tool called Backdoor Factory Proxy. I already installed this tool for you in the custom image that I made for this course. So all we have to do is go to our Kali machine right here and navigate to the location where I installed it. To navigate to a specific location, you can either just click in here and press the / from your keyboard to open the path bar, or you can press Ctrl and L from your keyboard again to open the path bar. Once this is open, we need to go to the path where this tool is installed, and it's installed in OPT BDF Proxy. In here, you have the actual executable of the program, and you have the configuration file. So I'm going to double click the configuration file to change the config. And the main thing that you want to change in here is the proxy mode, which we have it right here. It will be set to regular by default, and you want to change that to transparent. The next thing that we want to modify is the IP of my current computer, because like I said, this tool will backdoor every file the target downloads. So we need to tell this tool my IP so that when the backdoor gets executed on the target computer, it knows where to connect to. So you can get your IP by running ifconfig as I showed you before. I've already done this and I know my IP is 10.0.2.15. So I'm going to look for where it says Windows in here. This is the configuration for the Linux targets. If you're targeting Linux, then you also want to modify the IP here. But I'm only going to be targeting Windows. So I'm going to look to where it says Windows, as you can see in here. And I'm going to change the host to my IP, which is 10.0.2.15. And I'm also going to scroll down to change it for Windows 64. And again, in here, you want to set it to 10.0.2.15. And we're good to go. So I'm going to Control S to save and Control Q to quit. And we are ready to use the tool. So keep in mind, the tool is installed in OPT BDF Proxy, and the program that runs the tool is this file right here, bdfproxy.py. Therefore, we're going to go to our terminal. We're going to navigate to where the tool is installed. So we're going to do cd opt bdf proxy. I'm going to hit enter. And if I do a quick ls, you'll see we have the program file in here. And because you see this in green, it means it's an executable. So we can run it by doing / followed by the file name, which is bdfproxy.py. I'm going to hit enter, and this will run with no errors. So it's perfect. So this program right now is running on its own. And as soon as it receives a request for an exe, it's going to backdoor that executable. But the way it is right now, it's not going to receive any requests. Therefore, we need to redirect requests to it. To do that, we need to first become the man in the middle. And like I said, you can do this using ARP spoofing. You can do it by using a fake access point and targeting the clients that connect to you. Or you can use this tool whenever you manage to become the man in the middle, regardless of how you manage to do this. I'm going to do it with ARP spoofing because it's the easiest. So we're going to use BetterCap, exactly the same way that we've been using it before. So we're giving it the interface, which is ETH0, and then I'm giving it my ARP spoofing caplet so that it puts me in the middle of the connections, allowing me to intercept data and modify it on the fly. So I'm going to hit enter. This will run with no issues, so it's perfect. So now I'm intercepting the data. Anytime this Windows machine right here, which is the target, tries to download something, it's gonna be intercepted in here in BetterCap, but BDF Proxy is still not able to see that there is a download because these are two separate programs. So what we want to do is we need to link all the data that this program sees to this program right here. And to do that, we're going to use a firewall that comes pre-installed in most Linux systems called iptables. And using iptables, we can specify rules that packets have to follow. So I'm going to clear my screen here, and I'm going to use iptables to modify a table called NAT and append a pre-routing rule that will apply for TCP packets that's going to a destination port 80, and we want to redirect this to port 8080 where we have BDF Proxy running and waiting to backdoor the downloads. So very simple command. We're using a program called iptables to modify a table called NAT. We're gonna append a pre-routing rule that will apply for TCP packets that's going to destination port 80, and we're gonna redirect them to port 8080 where we have this program BDF Proxy running, waiting to backdoor files for me. So I'm gonna hit enter, and I misspelled port in here, there's an R, and this runs with no errors, so that's perfect. So now we're using BetterCap to intercept data. All this data is going to be redirected using this rule to BDF Proxy, which will wait and see if there is an exe being downloaded. It'll backdoor it and then serve it back to the target. When the target executes the exe, they'll execute a backdoor that'll send a connection back to me. So all I have to do right now here is to listen for incoming connections. And you can do this using the multi-handler as I showed you before. Or if you're lazy, you can actually use the resource file that the Backdoor Factory creates for us. So this file right here will automatically start the multi-handler and listen for incoming connections for all of the payloads that we saw in the configuration file of BDF Proxy. To run this, all we have to do is first of all run MSF console as usual, and we're gonna say I want to give you a resource file and then give it the full path for this resource file. Now keep in mind this file was created by BDF Proxy that is stored in OPT BDF Proxy. Therefore, the location of this file is going to be in OPT BDF Proxy followed by the file name. So if I hit enter now, MSF console will run and it will load all the code that is stored in the resource file, which will automatically start the multi-handler and configure it with the IPs that we specified when we configured BDF Proxy. So now everything is running and we are ready to go. So let's go to the target computer and let's keep it simple when testing. So I'm going to try to download something from a HTTP website. So we're going to go to speedbit.com and we're just going to click on download. This will actually download the DApp, which I showed you how to hijack its updates. You'll get a normal download. We're going to save it to our downloads. This will automatically go to downloads. So I have that already open in here. As you can see, it has an actual proper icon for the program. This is the normal icon that you'll get if you download Speedbit. And if you double click it and run it, it's just an executable. You will actually get the normal installer. So if this was an actual person, they won't really get suspicious because they're installing the program that they wanted. But what they don't know is this program got backdoored on the fly as it was being downloaded. So if we go back to our Kali machine, you'll see that Metasploit is saying that there is a new session opened. So all I have to do now is press enter on my keyboard. Then I'm gonna do sessions L to list all of the available sessions. And as you can see, we have a new session in here. And to enter into this session, to interact with it, I'm gonna do sessions I, followed by the ID of this session, which is number 1. And I'm inside my Meterpreter session right now, inside the target computer. So to verify this, I'm gonna do sysinfo. And as you can see, I'm inside the MS Edge right now, and I can control this machine and do anything the normal user can do on their computer. And like I said, I will show you how to control this computer remotely in the post-exploitation section. But for now, we have full access to that computer, and we managed to do this by backdooring a file that the normal user requested to download as that file was being downloaded.